What's up, creators? It's your boy, Mad Mike. And on today's episode, we're gonna be going over my retro KX250 Snowbike build. So stay tuned, check it out.
If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Ha! Dare to be you. This world is just a canvas to our imagination. Turn a figment of your mind into creation.
All right, guys, so this is it. This is my 1995 Kawasaki KX250 Snowbike build. I got a 2-moto kit by Radix Motorsport on the back. They are no longer in business, but I converted this from a right-hand drive to a left-hand drive unit. You can see by all the chain there. And I gave it a wild custom paint job, kind of a throwback theme. Got my mad graphics on the back there. And yeah, we got some flippers for the fenders on the back and on the front. Kind of looks like a platypus. We got a timbersled front ski, and yeah, 2-stroke, a lot of fun. So check out the build on this bike. And if you like the build, make sure to leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, we got some other crazy builds like this Pontiac Ferrari Koenig Testarossa kit car that I'm working on, as well as we have a electric mobility scooter that we're going to be putting a jet ski body on. Probably going to be starting this one next week. It's got 2 marine batteries in the back. It goes 20 kilometers an hour, so this is going to be a cool build. But yeah, leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe so you can follow the rest of my builds. Little update on the KX Snowbike build. I got the complete track assembly disassembled, and I went ahead and swapped over the chain drive on all the hubs to the left-hand side because originally it was on the right-hand side. So now I just got to bolt everything back together, put the track back on, and then I'll just have to cut off all these chain supports. This is an aluminum frame, so I'll have to transfer all that to the right-hand side, fab up some new brackets for the caliper, and we should be off to the races. Got all the parts completely stripped down from the Snowbike kit, labeled so it can go back on easily. There's a lot more parts than I anticipated. The track assembly has been reversed. So where is it here? This chain is on the correct side now. But if you look at the frame here, this is all aluminum, and I gotta cut all these welds off for the caliper everywhere, all around here. So how I'm gonna get at all these and keep these brackets in their same kind of size and shape is gonna be tricky. Aluminum is so hard to cut and pretty tricky to weld. If it was steel, I'd have no issues, but this is definitely turning into a bit bigger of a project than I anticipated. It's got to be done. So tomorrow I'll start cutting all the welds, and I'm gonna have to reverse all these brackets so that the sprockets and everything lines up perfectly before I go ahead and TIG weld everything onto the left side. I got the bracket for the chain guide all cut off, so that went pretty smooth. Got it all removed from the side here, ready to get transferred over to the other side. I just got to reverse all the brackets that are on this to the opposing side. But my big issue now is this gear drive for the chain that was on this side here now needs to go onto this side here. But if you look at the main shaft, that's machined on, and this is smaller. Same with these holes here, small on this side, big on this side. So my options are either to machine this on the lathe and remove that material and then make a secondary sleeve to fill up that hole inside here. Or the other option is to drill this out and make a sleeve that goes into this side. Either way, that's more work than I anticipated as well. So if you guys are following along, last week this was a right-hand drive unit. This week it is now left-hand drive. I've got all the chain sprockets switched over to this side, so the chain is lining up perfect. The only thing that I have to do now is cut off all these brackets here, here, and back in here for the chain guide support and weld them onto the frame. And we now have a left-hand drive Snowbike kit. It's about 11:30 at night. I'm here in the Mad Lab, and we are making huge progress on the Snowbike kit. I was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I was like, you know what? let's get out there and try mocking up the back end. So I found out a bunch more things that I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to shave down a bunch of area in here for my stud to go through to mount the new shock. The biggest issue is grinding down that swing arm so it clears my motor. Then I just gotta weld on this chain guide to this side here. Other than that, we're making some good progress. The track is on. I'll mount the ski tomorrow, so that's not gonna be a big issue. But overall, hey, nobody's done it yet. Nobody's mounted a Snowbike kit to a 94 KX250 two-stroke, so pretty cool. Trial and error, progress. Well, I'm starting to mock up the back swing arm here. New issue. Gonna have to make some custom adapter bushings for either side of the swing arm. But check this out, guys. Here's my big problem. See where this pin comes through, the main pin for the rear swing arm? Basically, the case is here, and this rear swing arm of the 2-moto kit is hitting the case, and I'm about probably 1/16 away from that pin coming through. So if there's a way to move the motor, sorry, I can't talk now. If there's a way to move the motor forward a bit, that would be awesome. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think what I have to do is actually grind down the aluminum on this rear swing arm. I do have quite a bit of meat on there, so that's the new issue. There you have it. Now I have half of a dirt bike. Snowbike kit has been swapped over. Getting this disassembled. Why, you might ask? Well, because my greasy hands. Snow. Yeah, buddy. So tomorrow, my next issue, which is the suspension right here, the track is tilted up too much. So I gotta drop this down about 2 inches. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking this angle, this pivot, and I'm gonna have to, let's see if I can hold it with one hand, weld that onto there with the new pivot up in here. That'll bolt through there, and that'll drop the whole suspension 2 inches, which should level out that track. There's your answer. I took that trailer pin, ground down the end, took my spacer material, I cut 2 1/4-inch spacers. Now this and this will go onto the front ski. See if I can do it with one hand. That'll go through there. 1/4-inch spacer on each side. Voila. Voila. Let's see if I can take it over there with one hand, and that'll give me my new axle for the Snowbike. So I can go ahead, clamp that onto the front fork, and then I can start worrying about the other issues, which are these caliper mounts that'll go onto here, that'll hold the ski from tipping forward and back. Just like that. Cost me 14 bucks for the center pin, 5 bucks for the spacers that I cut down for the 2 1/4-inch spacers. All in all, about $20 compared to a $100 axle. So she's all clamped up, spacers are in, ski is nice and centered. Yeah, not bad. Snowbike update. What I got going on tonight? Friday. Building a custom little extension bracket for the rear suspension. So I'm gonna weld this solid chunk in here to this, and that'll create a new pivot. That'll bring my whole track down about 2 inches. So let's go ahead, tack that up, weld her up, and then we can pull up the jack stand and see how the Snowbike sits on the ground, hopefully level. Couple of tacky poos, pull it off, so I don't want to put any welding sparks through my gas tank and have that melt down. Let's pull her off and weld her up. Let's weld her up! Sounds like sizzling bacon, buddy. What do you think, bro? You approve?
Get a little hole. I don't think that matters though.
So my little rubber bushing that I made for inside here caught fire. That kind of scared me. The weld is so close to the gas tank, but she's all welded up. Bolt that up and pop her off the jack stand, see how she sits. Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You hold my horse with it. I'm gonna stand on it. Wait. We got her all done. Just dropped the jack stand down. And now you can see my track is not sitting up like this anymore. She's nice and level. Suspension works great. All bolted up, welded up. Little custom fab, dropped it down about 2 inches. Job well done.